Pocan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Director Bertagnolli, for being with us. And thanks for coming to my district and meeting with folks at the Cancer Center. I learned a lot that day, and it's really great that our tax dollars are going to really advancing some great research in cancer. So I ask this, I think, of every NIH director every year. Is there any drug that you know of that's come to market in the last year that hasn't had support from NIH?
I can't think of one.
Okay,
No.
I think it's been consistent like that. So we invest literally in every drug that comes to market. So then let me ask this question, and I often start with about Martian rights, but let me ask it in a different way. Why is it that we, on average, pay 15 times the price for drugs in the U.S. than we do in Canada or Europe?
Well, I can't answer that question. But let me tell you what I'd love to speak to, which is what I think is the right way forward for this issue. Okay, we American public dollars go into this engine that generates this great economic output for our country. That's wonderful. What I would propose to do is that at the time of licensing a technology or whatever intellectual property that has been developed with NIH funding, with government funding, at the time of that licensing, we sit down with that company partner. We need them. We can't get these drugs to the people unless we work with them. But we sit down at the time of licensing and we have a discussion at the very beginning. Okay, how is this going to be accessible to the American people if you get this license? And being accessible means, you have to manufacture it. It has to be something that can't be only in one special location. Nobody can have access. And it has to be at a price that the American economy and our society can manage. And if we do that in the beginning, then we won't be doing the more destructive come after issues. And I think we should start that type of a plan immediately. We've done a lot of work into it, and we're ready to go.
So when I went around and visited some of my rural hospitals, they told me how much prescriptions that were 6,000 went to 13,000 in the last year. All the other issues that are out there. There's one, Novartis, a Swiss pharmaceutical company, has a childhood muscular atrophy treatment that costs $2.1 million, and a lot of insurance companies isn't covering it. They got $500 million from NIH. So I love your proactive idea, but what do we do about something like that right now? If your child has a chance to live but can't have that opportunity because of the price that's set, insurance won't cover it, the fact that we're funding every one of these drugs but we don't have a better answer is honestly impossible for me to explain when people raise issues like this. What do you say to that?
So I am a passionate advocate that everyone should receive the benefits of what NIH has been able to contribute to, everyone who needs it. And I think an issue like this, I would be very proud to work across all of government to try to bring whatever knowledge we have at the NIH and capabilities to make that happen.
So because I ask this question every year, and every year I have to come back to it because it hasn't been solved, what can we do in the next year towards trying to solve this? Because, there's other drugs for sickle cell and for, I think it's hemophilia, or not hemophilia, it's a different one, but $2 and $3 million for a single treatment.
Okay.
Just having another conversation a year from now about this doesn't help the people that weren't helped in the last year. So what can we actually do right now to try to help on this?
Let me give you one for sure that we want to own at NIH. We've been working very closely with the FDA on this as well. Gene therapy for very rare diseases. No company is going to even do those. What if you're a parent of a child who's got this rare disease, and we know if we work hard, our technology will be able to cure that child? And the for-profit industry is just never going to do that. So one of the things that we are planning on, we're developing and have a program ready to go, is that we will start delivering more out of our pipeline of gene therapies for rare diseases. We will manufacture and test them within the clinical center at NIH, and then when they are ready for marketing and production, At that point, after everything is completely de-risked, we will hand them over to the for-profit sector with the absolute requirements that they be able, that the people who need them are able to access them. So what we've done is we've taken all the risk out of the development, so the companies can't say it needs to be $3 million because we had all this risk development. Well, we'll do it in a streamlined fashion, get it to where it's ready to be manufactured, and then hand it over with very strict terms that it has to be delivered to these people who need it.
Great. Well, I look forward to continuing to have more discussion, but I'll yield back, Mr. Chair.